You're watching KLTX, Channel 15, serving the city of Lufkin.
Today on Screen It or Stream It,
yet another murder mystery, but this one's actually good.
And another sci-fi to save the world. That's terrible. So, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, and hopefully we'll get through it all, and otherwise we're going to just make more shows, but that's exciting too. Before we launch into our exciting murder mystery and less exciting sci-fi, got a couple of trailers for you. First up, Mulan. So, Disney has done a lot of cartoons as movies, and I have hated all of them. And I've been burned so many times, I'm pretty sure I'm going to hate this one. But the trailer is kind of worth a watch. So,
I was trying to think of one of them I liked, but I can't think of one.
Do you know why?
Yeah, and honestly, me neither.
Sits on the right hand of the Emperor. She is his guardian, his protector. That she's both beautiful and strong. Your job is to bring honor to the family. Do you think you can do that?
Citizens, we are under attack from northern invaders.
Their leader calls himself Oricon.
Nope.
Fights alongside a witch.
No survivors. By edict
Magic.
of His Imperial Majesty, every family must contribute one man to fight. Have you no son?
Pretty sure I just saw
I am
Lo
blessed
Pan.
with 2 daughters. I will fight.
We must be strong. This time it will not return. Loyal, brave, and true. It is my duty to protect my family.
Ancestors, please protect her.
What is your name, soldier?
Hua Jun, Commander, son of Hua Zhou.
We're going to make men out of
You have such
every
a high
single
voice,
one
sir.
of you. Close the gate!
The spirit is evident, but something holds you back.
When they find out who you are, they will show you no mercy. I'm Hua Mulan. I will bring honor to us all.
As I said, and I'm not even mad about that. This is against my better judgment. Because I am convinced that's going to be terrible because I've been burned so many times. But the trailer looks good to me, so
Yeah, I'm going to make a couple of predictions here.
go for it.
It's going to be bad just simply for the fact that it is a live-action remake of a classic Disney movie.
Well, they're bound to get one right eventually.
It's going to make a lot of people mad because they're going to take out the stuff that people like and replace it with some kind of garbage that they
You
don't.
mean like the actual heart of the story for songs and side character stories
Yeah, we
that
don't
don't
need
matter?
that. We don't
Yeah.
need that. And it'll make $1 billion because it's a live-action Disney remake.
Okay, well, that we
There
may
will be
have
a lot of angry comments, and there will be a lot of.
we may have to revisit this then when that's out to
Upset
see if
people.
all those they probably will come true. Those seem like pretty
if-
solid predictions.
I am not a betting man, but it seems like a safe bet at this point.
Okay, so that's our thoughts. You heard it here first.
The magic looks sketchy. Like
That could really easily go either way, and it looks like it's going to go the not good
it
way.
looks sketchy. It just did not look like that was good.
Yeah. But hey, girl power. So, hopefully it's the good kind. All right, got another one. This one looks, well, it's Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds. So,
That's usually a good thing.
yeah. Twice.
Yay, snarky.
Speaking of Disney.
right, Joe?
You said it, guy.
Don't have a good day. Have a great day.
Everybody down on the ground!
Hey, bud, you ever think that there's got to be more?
More than what?
The stuff we do day after day. Being shot at, run over, taken hostage.
Everybody down on the ground!
Today's gonna be different.
Hi.
God, this isn't you. You don't do this, man. Maybe I do.
Dude, this is scary!
He's just resting.
Who's this? That man is dead!
He's so sleepy. Wow.
Is this what recreational drugs feel like?
Guy, this world, it's a video game. And it's full of bad guys.
I'm a rule breaker. I'm a rattle chicka snaker.
We need you to be the good guy.
I'm sorry! Wow!
Giddy up!
Is that a Glock in your pocket?
No,
What?
it's 2 blocks.
Oh! I'm not gonna be the good guy.
I'm gonna be the great guy.
Okay. Well, enjoy your lifetime supply of virginity.
So it looks like they took the worst parts of like every video game movie and Ready Player One and crammed them together to make a movie. But like you said, it's just Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds, and I watch that.
Well, they're doing it to make fun, I think, of those bad video game movies. So, hey, that's
Yeah.
going to work.
As long as it's not taking itself seriously, it'll be fine.
And it looks like it's not. And so I have to thank all of you guys out there who made Deadpool happen, because that has made Ryan Reynolds be Ryan Reynolds in lots of stuff, and it has been amazing. I've been enjoying this ride. Don't see getting off that train anytime soon. It's just fun. So thank you all, especially Ryan Reynolds. Anything else you want to say about that one?
No, it looked good. Like I said, the video game stuff looked a little cheesy, but all the jokes made me laugh. Let's just hope that the best parts of the movie are not in the trailer.
Hopefully they've got a lot more jokes, and that's not all.
It's actually a kind of a different concept, kind of an interesting concept, so I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on board.
Okay. So, been streaming a lot of stuff lately. I know you have. What do you got to talk about today?
So I actually have a theater one.
Theater one first. Okay.
We've been kind of inundated lately with murder mystery movies.
Oh, yes.
And most of them have been subpar.
Yeah, that's a nice way to...
Yeah. And I went and saw Knives Out. And I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because it's another murder mystery, but it was rated really well, and there was nothing else at the theaters I wanted to see, and I wanted to go see a movie, and I'm like, we will try it. And it is really good.
Okay.
It's really good. I don't think I necessarily agree with... A lot of people seem to think this is an amazing movie.
Okay.
And I don't think it was necessarily amazing. I did have a couple of problems with it, but for the most part, it was really good. The cast is amazing. Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Daniel Craig, Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
Like, it has a really good Chris Evans plays a not Captain America character, and like it's just got a really good cast. It's got a really good story, and it is a murder mystery. An old man dies, and of course he's wealthy, and all of his gold digging children show up to read the will and see who gets the money. And but at the same time, it's been declared I believe a suicide, and so they're there just to kind of bury him, get their money, go on their way.
Right.
Except Daniel Craig is there, and he is this great detective, and oddly enough, he's supposed to be from Kentucky, so Daniel Craig speaks with this bad southern accent the entire time, which is actually funny. And he tells them that somebody has mysteriously hired him, that someone just sent him an envelope of cash and is like, here, go investigate. And there's no name on it. And so he is there, and he finds it all kind of suspicious that all of these people are there, and the way he died is kind of suspicious. So we get the murder mystery, and he goes and interviews people. And they all play these almost like one-dimensional characters. Like, so the entire family, so it's the entire family, the wives, the kids of the, husbands and wives. And then there's the main character is technically she was the nurse to the old man. And I almost want to say they're just kind of one-note characters, but there's this big array of them. So you get all these different things. So it's perfectly fine. And honestly, if you have that many characters and an hour and a half, 2 hours to tell the story, you can't really go that in-depth on them. So I think just kind of giving them one, characteristic works really well.
Yeah.
And some of them are really unique and funny. The nurse cannot lie without throwing up. She can lie, but immediately pukes. And so this is hilarious and works. It works really well for Daniel Craig, because if everyone starts, lying to him, or he doesn't believe what they're telling him, he's just going to go ask the nurse, because he knows she has to tell him the truth. And it's hilarious, and at the same time it's actually a genuinely good murder mystery, because it really doesn't seem like he's murdered. It really seems like he committed suicide, but you got to know he's got to have been murdered, because otherwise it's not a murder mystery.
Right. Why would someone hire a detective if nobody was murdered?
But their character flaws all come into play, and they're all there's just no way he could have been murdered. And it's how did this happen? And then it begins to unfold, and you learn a little bit more and a little bit more, like a good murder mystery should. But it was definitely one where I did not see that coming. A lot of times we end up, oh, it's the whatever.
Yeah.
A few minutes in, but I didn't do that, and that was really good. But it did something weird, and that weird thing is the only reason I say this is not a great movie, but a good one.
Oh.
And that's the fact that it reveals what actually happened to him about halfway through the movie. So the murder mystery there's still a mystery at that point without being too spoilery.
Okay.
But
so they take away most of the mystery in the middle of the movie.
So basically the mystery shifts from who did it or how it was done to, okay, how are we going to prove this, and how are we going to, get them and all that.
Okay.
And that should have been fine, but I don't know. I was really invested in the murder mystery at the first,
right?
And then
so you felt like, okay, we're done.
Yeah, it really did. And when I remember when they revealed, I remember sitting in the chair thinking, it does not feel like I've been in here for an hour and a half. It felt like I've been in here for 45 minutes, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe the movie is over. And then it kept going, and it kept going, and it kept going, and I'm like, what the? And it's like, well, but we know, we're done.
Yeah.
Problem over. And to me, that kind of threw me off a little bit, and it did feel disjointed, like it was two different movies. You got the murder mystery, and then we got the sequel to the murder mystery, all in one movie. And I thought that detracted from it. And like I said, most people it did not, because this thing is super highly rated. But Don Johnson doing his thing, Jamie Lee Curtis doing hers. I don't know, the lady that played the nurse was really good, and I don't know what her name is. Michael Shannon I always like in pretty much everything he does. There's some other faces that are gonna pop up in there that if you don't know the names, you will know the faces and be like, I remember seeing that guy in movies, especially if you're a little bit older and have watched movies for a long time. And that was all fun. Daniel Craig does a really good job, and everybody just plays these kind of weird and kooky characters, and they all come together to make a really interesting story. And like I said, most people love this thing. So if you like murder mysteries, if you think the other ones were just okayish, then I really think this one would be great to you. Again, it's in theaters, so not a streaming option. But if you wanted to give it a try, I definitely think this is a good one to give it a try. It was very, very enjoyable.
Well, yeah,
way more than what I was expecting to.
I had heard good things and meant to see it. I just have not made it out. It's been a crazy, the holidays and things. And so, yeah. I have been streaming, and I mentioned it previously on a different episode, but I have been streaming on Netflix Another Life, which is a sci-fi. Katie Sackhoff is in it, of course, from Battlestar Galactica and whatever else she's been in, a few things. It is essentially about a future Earth. I don't know where in the future we are, or when I should say. Maybe 100 years, I don't know. Not like super far future, but definitely future. And this weird alien artifact just drops out of the sky in the first minute of the first episode, and so they're trying to figure out what it is. Are the guys that sent it hostile? All that stuff. So
sounds great.
Yeah, you'd think. But wait. So you've got kind of two storylines going on. You get people on the ground trying to figure out the artifact, and then a space team that is sent to go to the origin of where it came from and figure out, are the aliens hostile? So this is a really great setup. But I hate pretty much all the characters in the entire show, like just for one reason or another. And it's not that they're bad actors. So I'm not saying anything against the actors. I just don't like the characters they're playing, like none of them. You've got the husband of Katie Sackhoff, who's like on the ground team trying to figure the thing out. He just, I don't know, he seems too clean all the time. Like, and that's a weird thing to like pick at, but it's, I don't know, maybe it's just a stylistic thing in shows now that everything seems too clean. Even the dirt is clean. Like it's I don't know, it just looks wrong. It doesn't look real. Maybe they're shooting in 60 frames per second or something. I don't know. But okay, so I'll get to the main criticisms now. The characters. So there's not a professional among them. The characters, again, not the actors. Actors are fine. But you've got a team of astronauts, and they all hate each other. Like, violently hate each other. There was literally a mutiny in the first episode. Because the second in command disagreed with the call the captain made, because she made a safety call, and he's like, no. So he tries to put her in hibernation and nearly gets the ship destroyed. Because it turns out he was wrong. She was right. Sorry, that's a bit of a spoiler, but you're not missing anything, trust me. So they resolve that problem. And they wake her back up and she saves the ship, but now they've had the crap kicked out of them. The ship's falling apart because they flew too close to a neutron star or some such nonsense. I don't know. It was bad. Anyway, so they're trying to put the ship back together, and then he comes up behind her with a big wrench like he's going to club her on the head. So she turns around, because she's not an idiot, and kicks him into like some plasma arc or something, and he like burns to a cinder. It was the high point of the entire show so far, because he was so annoying. I was so happy they killed him off. And they're all still sad about him being gone. Why? He was horrible! Like, at least let me be happy he's gone. Anyway, and he never got better. Like, that was it. He was just horrible. All the rest of the characters hate the captain because she killed him, and just in general. So they're all constantly fighting. There's one lady on the ship, I don't even know what her function is. She's just annoying and like yells at everybody all the time. Is she an engineer? I don't know. But my point is,
sounds like a reality show in space.
On a Save the World mission, you would never send that crew. Because they have no chemistry, they don't work too well together, they're not professional. Even if they don't get along, like well-trained astronauts or even military units can put their differences aside long enough to get the job done. Or oil drillers, thank you for that. They can get the job done. They can put aside their differences, like, okay, I don't like him, but I'm gonna be nice because we've got to get this job done. There's none of that in this show. They're just constantly at each other, and it's driving me crazy. I'm like 8 episodes in. It's like a train wreck at this point. I can't stop watching. I do have to say the effects are fantastic. Like, it's really pretty to watch. Just the ship and the art design is really good.
Is this like a Netflix original?
It's a Netflix original, and oh my goodness, it's been renewed for a second season. Hopefully the first season will kind of wrap up in such a way that I don't feel the need to continue on this horrible train wreck, because it's just bad. It's just bad.
You're different from me, man. Like, if it's bad,
I should have stopped long ago, but it's, I don't know. At this point, I've watched too much of it, and I just want to see how they're going to try to resolve this. Now, there's also some stupid sci-tech stuff to pick on. Now, I don't mind futuristic sci-fi stuff. That's fun. Like, let's dream. But when you invoke real sci-fi and, real science and then use it badly, don't do that. Just don't. So apparently there's this method of detecting planets that we actually use today, which is called the transit method. So you point a telescope at a star, you see, oh, it's dimming at this regular interval, there must be something passing in front of it. That's legitimate, we really do that. They used that in the movie to find planets because they needed extra whatever to fuel the ship or something, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Dilithium crystals.
Yeah, sure. So they detected this planet, a rogue planet. Rogue planets are not orbiting stars.
So the whole method doesn't work.
There's nothing for it to transit. What are you doing? Like, what? So that happened, and then they go to this rogue planet because it has the whatever that they need, which how did they know it had the whatever that they needed? I don't know, because there was no way. So let's just forget that for a second. So they land on it, and then things are going well enough, and then suddenly, oh my gosh, there's all this volcanic activity. What's going on? Oh, there's a moon that's orbiting like 10 miles up or something. Okay, couple of problems with that. One, that's inside the Roche limit. Science! It would have broken apart into chunks because it's too close. Tidal forces. Science, look it up. Also, if it were that close, it would be orbiting very, very fast. So, an hour, maybe? It'd be going around like that. They'd have seen it when they came into land. Like, you couldn't have missed that. So, they invoke science badly. The characters are horrible. Why am I still watching this show? I don't know. Actually, it was mostly so I could come tell you guys how bad it is, because it just keeps getting worse and worse. And it just, it's bad. It's a bad show. But if you like bad sci-fi, it's at least kind of fun to watch how bad it is, so there is that. But really, I'm just still watching for Katie Sackhoff, because she's great. I love her. And the show's pretty to watch, so. But it's bad. It's just bad. But now I have saved you from having to watch this show, so.
Well, it's funny, because sometimes stuff is so bad that, like, I like it. It's enjoyable.
I wish it were just a little worse so it could be good.
Yeah.
But it's not bad enough to be so bad it's good.
Well, along that statement, with that statement, I would quickly like to recommend a terrible movie.
Oh, please do.
And it's not on Netflix. It used to be, and it recommended it to me all the time, and I wouldn't watch it, and I forget it's on Hulu or Amazon or something. Mm-hmm. And it's called The Turbo Kid.
The Turbo Kid, okay.
And basically, and I'm only going to recommend it to you if you are a child of the 80s, maybe 90s. If you are not, don't watch it. It is terrible. I'm 100% certain they made it knowing that it is terrible, and it is full of every cliche and trope from every 80s dystopian sci-fi movie ever. In fact, I'm going to go way out there. Everybody's on bicycles. So if you've never seen the main bad guy roll up on his sidecar bicycle with someone pedaling him, you cannot take this thing seriously. But at the start of the show, our hero, the Turbo Kid, gets on his bike and he's slowly riding the bicycle, and it's playing the music from Rad, which was the epic BMX movie from the 80s, and it's playing the songs that showed these guys in the original Rad doing amazing street tricks and flips and twists, and it's just him pedaling the bicycle to his hideout. And it's basically the story. There's a kid, he's just trying to live in this dystopian future. Everything's basically wiped out, and he has one comic book, and it's the Turbo Kid or Turbo Man or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he gets a helmet and paints it up, and he ends up finding the comic book was based on a real guy that was supposed to save humanity and failed.
Oh,
then
no!
The cataclysm happens, and he finds the guy's gear, so he ends up with the weapons, and it's
wow.
I mean, you remember Krull and all that, and they have the ridiculous weapons of it. So he's got this arm cannon thing that shoots, and it's just so stupid and so bad, and literally everything. That at some point they have a fight to the death. It's in a empty swimming pool, and all the guys around. But seriously, but the actors are taking it seriously, so they're
playing it straight.
It is so funny, just straight lacing them come pedaling up on the bicycles, and you can't
with his epic war face.
Yeah,
bicycle.
And it's just got every trope, every it evokes Rad, Cherry 2000, just all of these terrible, wonderful movies that I love. Mm-hmm. He ends up meeting this girl, and the girl is super weird, and turns out she's a robot, and she gets damaged. And he has seriously, it's just every trope, I can't express how horrible yet entertaining this thing is.
It sounds awesome.
But if you did not grow up with with those tropes, and like if you don't get the references, it's just a stinky, terrible movie. You're like, this guy's on bicycles, and it's, you know, well, why is she a robot? And like, and
why not?
But it's, why not? But then again, it evokes that like feeling of the 80s like adventure movies and sci-fi movies, and
so it kind of punches you right in the nostalgia.
It does. So, and I do believe that was the entire purpose of the movie, was to have a laugh and try to recreate that, but do it all at once. You've got, you know, Mad Max and Cherry 2000 and Rad and just all of these wonderful 80s movies. And
which it makes me think for some reason of Space Hunter, which if you've never seen that one,
I have.
Yeah, it's just kind of a
Molly
kind of
Ringwald, right?
Oh yeah, she was. Wow, yeah, my dad had that one and we watched it many times.
And it's terrible.
It's pretty bad, but it's got a few redeeming qualities, you know, as those go. Just it's what
terrible
it is.
bad sci-fi. It's great.
And that is all our time. Thank you so much for watching Screen It or Stream It.
And remember, don't take your kids to the movies on Tuesday nights, because that's when we go.